I have no problem with my mother dying or my father dying or anybody really dying, but I feel like myself, I feel very lonely. And I have a problem with feeling lonely, being alone. And, you know, in this particular case, it was nobody around me who could hug me while I cry, that type of thing. And, you know, that issue of being alone and not being connected with other human beings, because I've had a problem with that through my life, having that emotional connection has been my issue. Well, you know, major things like death are not really the problem, but my relation to other humans has been.
Mhm. Well, I also had this issue with loneliness
Mm-hmm.
in my life. That was a big issue for me, and the grief and the pain around that really, when that came out, it kind of sent me home. Um, the truth is, you may feel alone, but you could never, ever be alone. You see? The loneliness comes from the identification with the body mind as who you are. You see? And none of it was ever true. But since you believed it, it has this bad side effect of loneliness, you see? And given your particular karma, that is situations make that arise. And so the truth of the matter is, right now, and every moment that your heart is beating, and even when it's not beating, you are embraced by unconditional love. It's always there. It's always there. And but when you're identified with yourself as separate, it masks that awareness. It masks that. So it's just you. It's just me, me, me. And that sense of being embraced by unconditional love is veiled. So you're not aware of it when you're locked into the me world. Okay? So take it on faith. Take it on faith that every single moment there is unconditional love, complete acceptance and embracement around you. Just take it on faith that it's true. And if you do this, you see, you've imagined that it's just you. You've imagined that. In your mind, you've used your imagination to pretend that you are this character. Okay, now take that same imagination and imagine that you are embraced by unconditional love always. That is always there. Even if you're not aware of it, it doesn't really matter whether you're aware of it or not, because it's always there. It has to be there. What is making your heart beat now? What is this life force behind everything that has ever happened? It's always there. It has nothing to do with you as an individual, but everything that you've ever experienced came from that place. So when you're locked in your thoughts and in your feelings, you identify with that sense of separation. They're your feelings, they're your thoughts, you see. And that veils this sense where, in fact, every single thought that you ever had arose from silence. So you're not aware of the silence because you identify with the thought. But when you have thoughts arise, when you have feelings arise, see if you can look behind them and see where they came from. Because where they came from is this immense place that you can't understand here anyway. Because it's not a place of thought. It's not a place of feeling. Thoughts and feelings arise from it, but everything arises from it. And it's a place of stillness, it's a place of complete peace. You won't find that peace in your mind because the mind isn't a peaceful place and things are always changing. But the place where all the thoughts came from, nothing changes there. It's always the same. Always exactly the same. And it's not anything that you can understand, but since it's who you are, it is a place that you can get a sense of, and you see, and it's just this misidentification, that you believe that you were born, and that you believe that the history that you have recorded in your mind is your history. That's what locks you in to separation from your source. And so if you can recognize that and just see it for what it is. So the thing about the ego is illusions don't hold up well to scrutiny. And if you can give all your focus to the how it works, how the mind works, how all of this, the identification with it, if you can really do that, it starts to become transparent. And then it doesn't do as good a job at veiling the truth from you. And so you have, people who were in your life and they're coming and going. They were here and now they're not. Well, you're next. So it's like, just look at that. It's dreamlike, isn't it? Dreamlike. They were here and now they're gone. It's just like a dream. It's like, what? All of this is dreamlike, really. If you look at it carefully, you look at it objectively, the one thing that the mind can do in this process is it can see itself. So follow the thought, follow the feelings, find out where they came from. See how you are locked into identification with separation and how that makes you feel. So you feel lonely. That's a natural side effect of feeling separate. You see? You're not separate. There's no way you can be separate. If you were separate, your heart would stop beating right now. Something else is driving this whole thing. Where are your thoughts coming from? Where are your feelings coming out from? Where's your heartbeat coming from? What's making you breathe? You see, there's something else. There's something else. And it's not something that you'll be able to understand with your mind. But it is something that you know. You already know all that. You see. So, give it a shot.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.